All right, hello Algebra 1 students. Just wanted to take a quick second to introduce to you the project I'm going to have you working on for today, tomorrow, when I'm back tomorrow, Thursday and Friday when I'm not there. We've been talking about parabolas or the graphs of quadratic equations. We've been looking at the vertex of a quadratic equation, specifically quadratic equations in standard form. So I'm going to give you just this little poster project, if you will. That's going to be due Friday. If you finish before Friday, I guess you just have a little bit of time. And then next week, when I'm back more full time, we will continue on with chapter 9 from here. But this is just a good chance to just pause and make sure that we all get a chance to sort of investigate all the things that we can currently find or understand about a parabola or the graph of a quadratic equation. So your main job, and really the only job I for sure need you to finish today, is to find a real world thing. It can be anything that exists in the actual world, or I'll talk about a couple sports applications maybe. But I want you to find a picture of something that shows a parabola or shows a parabolic graph, okay? So just as an example, and nobody's allowed to use this one because it's my example, here is a picture of a banana that you can see. It's not like a super perfect parabola, but it follows fairly nicely a parabolic shape or a parabolic graph or a quadratic graph, okay? So that's an example of a parabola in the real world, all right? And then I want you to, let me see, go back here. I want you to print out that picture, and we're going to trace your parabola, your real world thing, onto a sheet of grid paper. Now, I want it to be a full sheet of graph paper, not like one of my little 10 by 10 things. So I would probably prefer you not to necessarily do that tracing until I'm there tomorrow and can help you with that. But I want you to find a picture and print it out and begin to sort of investigate it potentially about, you know, what type of equations you're going to have, what's the graph going to look like, that sort of thing. Could be a food. Okay, I've seen people do things like Pringle chips. I've seen people do the M on the McDonald's logo, or one half of it at least. Could be, there's a lot of them in construction, like the bottom of the Eiffel Tower. There's a big arch in St. Louis, which is one of the big monuments in the United States. Sports photos, it could be like a golf shot with one of those tracing, where they trace the path of the golf ball. Or I've had students do Aaron Rodgers throwing a Hail Mary pass before, and they have kind of a tracing of the ball as he's throwing the Hail Mary to Richard Rodgers and to win the game in Detroit that one time. So anyway, just find something that intrigues you that follows a parabolic shape. Okay, pretty much anything that you like launch up in the air is going to follow basically a parabola. Okay, so you can use that if you're stuck on that. And then, like I said, you're going to trace the parabola carefully onto a sheet of grid paper and draw some axes on there. And like I said, I will help you with that tomorrow. But the questions that are here, this is posted on Google Classroom for you. The questions that you're going to answer are all about what things we can figure out about the graph currently. Okay, so the coordinates of the vertex, axis of symmetry we've been talking about a lot, the a value in front of the x squared term, maximum or minimum y value, the range, meaning the possible y values on the graph, the y-intercept according to your grid paper, and then at least 2 other coordinate points. All right, so then you're going to write an equation in standard form to model your parabola. And again, I will show you how to do that tomorrow, so you don't have to worry about trying to come up with that necessarily yourself. Okay. And then I want you to organize all that information onto a poster. Okay. Now, on top of the cabinets by the black cupboard, you know, on the kind of on the hallway wall of my classroom, way up on top, there is some white and green paper. It might be kind of folded, but you're welcome to grab that if you want to and start sort of organizing things. So basically the answers to all of these questions, the vertex, the axis of symmetry, minimum y value, y-intercept, other points, the equation that you decide fits your parabola. I want all of that on a poster, okay? Then you got a couple open-ended questions just to answer on a separate sheet for me, or you can answer them right on this thing if you print it off. And then down here's your rubric, 14 points. Should be pretty straightforward. You should be able to understand it. But your job mainly is to find a picture of a parabola you think is interesting. Could be something that related to one of your hobbies, one of your interests, okay? Or just one you think looks cool. If you have questions about it, again, I'll be back tomorrow to answer those and help you with the graphing part and the equation part and that type of thing. But I want you to sort of have a start, if you will, and then you'll continue Thursday and Friday if you're not finished when I'm not there. So if you have questions, reach out to me via email or I will talk to you about it tomorrow. And hopefully it all goes well and we'll see you later.